Holy crap, I think this thing is legitimately brighter than the Hasbro version. Hey Toy fans, Kyle here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some Yokai Watch toys. Kind of. Now, a couple weeks ago I reviewed this right here. This is the Model 0 Yokai Watch from Season 2. And probably about a year ago I looked at this, which is just a regular, original Yokai Watch toy. Well, today, from the magical far-off place called China, we've got ourselves some bootleg Yokai watches, and I should probably put them this way. And each one is a little bit different. Each one is supposedly a bootleg of the DX version, and each one does actually totally different things. Now, before we get in this, I cannot recommend picking up bootleg toys because they're bootleg for a reason. The plastic quality is usually terrible. The toys themselves will break. You have a lot of choking hazards, swallow hazards, blah, blah, blah. And they're just not good for actual play with children. With that said, actually a couple of these things do some pretty cool stuff. So, going into it, we've got the original Yokai Watch right here, and the model, or Type 0, depending on which version you collect. And we're just going to start right now looking at the Model 0. Now you'll notice this one comes with actual Yokai medals, and this one is just kind of by itself. That's because they've sort of switched up the gimmicks a little bit. On the original toy, they actually had just a regular reader gimmick right here, where you take the metal, insert it, and it reads the sound, and then you have the sort of gobo or LED light effect on the Type 0. Well, they've kind of been reversed. Now, this version has the LED effect, and this one is the one that reads. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Type 0 first, just looking at its packaging. Obviously, you've got Nate and Whisper, and they're all doing their cute little things. It's very cheap packaging. On the back, it says, "Come and collect them all. Darts. Insert darts. Candle power. Western Town. Stay tuned for more monster darts." I love me some monster darts, that's for sure. And then you've got something right there. And a couple of pictures of Jibanyan, alright? So we're going to go ahead, we're going to just... Now the quality, once you have this thing in hand, it's terrible. It is terrible. It is cheap. This right here, it just feels like it's a hollow piece of plastic. It obviously has no effect on the toy itself, other than the fact that it spins around and you have the numbers. Also been stripped away from the toy is the reader gimmick. Instead of actually reading, you would take one of the Yokai medals, and it just simply inserts, and once you hit that little button right back there, that's when it activates the sound. And don't expect too many sounds. And that's the same thing it plays over and over and over again, depending on which of 3 Yokai included medals that you get. It's going to do the search sound, it's going to do the insert sound, it's going to do the scan sound, and it's going to do the tribe sound, and then it's going to actually play the Yokai sound. But again, it's all the same thing, just pushed by a button and held down. The f*** is my Yokai medallion? And doing just a quick little size comparison with the, just a standard American Yokai medal. Obviously, these are a lot smaller, a lot cheaper. They do have the translucent green sparkle finish to them that you'd find more common in the Japanese versions. But again, there's literally no reader, no nothing. It's just a little solid, flat little piece of plastic. And with this knockoff bootleg, and here it is next to the Type 0, or the Yomotion Yokai medal. You can see, you know, nothing too spectacular. And it does come with 3 separate Yokai medals. And they're all kind of just a cluster. So they're all molded on actual medals that are shady, that belong to the Shady tribe, even though none of these Yokai are actually Shadies. So this one right here, we've got Q-Pistol, and she's got the holographic look and finish to it. Again, it'll say the same thing it did before. You've also got Boohoo right here, who's part of the Eerie tribe. Definitely not Shady. And lastly, you've got No Way, who's actually, his sticker was put on upside down. Because you can see the little Shady tribe symbol right there. Yeah, that's China for you in terms of bootlegs. Anyway, yeah, you couldn't fit the American Yokai medal in there. And it does, though, I will admit, and you couldn't see this in the last one, but it does have a little LED right there, where it should be. That's not included in the American version. And it just kind of flashes. That's about it. And that is essentially all you get with this, the Type 0. For a quick size comparison, here's the American version, as I do not have the Japanese version, and here is the bootleg. And one more thing I wanted to note. The strap, the first little hole starts back there, so unless your wrist can somehow fit in there, like, don't plan on wearing any of these knockoffs. And that leads us to this one, the original Yokai watch. And this one has a projector in it, just like this one right here, but the projector is actually kind of cool. I hate to say this about a bootleg. It's actually a lot of fun. You get 24 different images, or grids as it calls it on this packaging. And it's all within the watch, so whenever you push the button, it'll actually just kind of spin it. And I have to say, the image and the picture quality of this projector is actually a little bit better than the YoMotion in this one. It's hard to say. Now, I understand this is a lot more advanced, but we'll do a comparison. I can kind of show you what I mean. And on the back of the package, just says right there, I'm kind of bending it. It shows the focus. You push the button, can cast a shadow, can cast 24 shadow. And then you have some hilarious English instructions, which you can read right there. Feel free to pause it. And I have no clue. And this watch can also tell time. Mind blown. Anyway, we're going to open it up and we're going to take a look. So, the watch itself does look very similar to that of the original Yokai watch. You've got the designs, you've got the white kind of molding, but on the actual face, that's when you're going to find most of your differences. Instead of it being, you know, the little clock's emblem, you have a picture of Nate, Jibanyan, and Whisper. And an actual clock right now. We can see it is 10:03. Let's see if I can get this a little bit brighter. So right now it is 10:04. And the day is... Wait, the day is 4:24, even though I literally just set this yesterday. The date is already off. And you got a 30-second stopwatch. So it's super generic. And this right here, if you can't see that super bright projector... I don't even know if you'll be able to see that. Yeah, super bright projector. And to activate the projector, you literally just take this button right here. And you push it. And you push it, and you can see kind of the image. And the images rotate. And even with all of my studio lights right now, you're still able to see this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn off all my lights. And we're going to have some fun. Alright, and we are sitting in my creepy garage in pitch black darkness at 10:30 at night to show off the LED functions of both of the Yokai watches, the bootleg and the original Model 0, and their projector gimmicks. So we're going to start with the Model 0. Hopefully we can be able to get a good bright image.
Come on, come on! Come on, come on!
There is the... If I can get this a little brighter. There is the YoMotion, kind of sitting back there. And this is the official American Hasbro release compared to the Chinese knockoff bootleg, which is that. It's significantly brighter. And it actually changes images every time you push the button. Which I think is freaking fantastic. It's a bootleg. It's terrible. I know, and I hate saying that, especially against an American toy, which I think is a great toy. And look, there's little Nate. Hi, Nate. You're not a yokai. And actually, I had to use this thing as a flashlight, which is kind of crazy. Blazion and Jibanyan. So one more time with the American YoMotion.
Come on, come on!
Which is right there. And I'm actually holding these at the same the same distance. So anyway, and last but not least, just for a quick size comparison, in comparison with the original toy, here is the Chinese bootleg, and here is the original Hasbro Yokai watch. You know, you can see obviously this one looks a lot better. This one is puny, and the paint is pretty crap, and the image is pretty crap. Anyway, that does it. I just wanted to do a quick look looking at these crazy bootlegs. Again, I highly do not recommend picking them up, as they're not safe for kids at all. I mean, I could literally hold this in my hand and crush it. The plastic quality is that bad. But if you're looking for something kind of different, Yokai Watch related, if you're looking for a Yokai Watch that actually tells time and still has a projector gimmick that I think is slightly better than the American original retail release, at least brighter, and you are limited to about 20 different images, I think this is kind of cool. It's kind of cute. But don't give this to kids, as it is incredibly cheap. Anyway, that does it for this look at the bootleg Yokai watches. Be sure to check back for more Yokai watch videos. I review Power Rangers, robots, Transformers, you name it. Just let me know what you want to see, and I will be sure to check it out. And anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.